Hello, lovely people. Welcome back. Welcome to episode 2 of Completely Candid with Christian Blandin. I am Christian Blandin. That is me. Also, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2020. Yeah, guys. First podcast of 2020. I mean, I only did one in 2019 because I just started, but you get where I'm going with that. Happy New Year. Hope the best for all of you folks. Thanks for listening. I'm glad you are tuning in to this one. Thank you so much for everyone who has listened. I actually got so much support. Got so much support from you guys. I can't even speak right. It's amazing. It was really cool. I didn't really think, I didn't have any expectations really for this whole show. Just doing it and just seeing it where it goes, but starting off strong. You guys are super awesome, and I guess like podcast. So today I have my good friend, one of my best friends ever, Darius Chriss, also known as T0NE, and he'll explain that name, that moniker, later on in this podcast. So listen to the whole thing. He is a writer, a rapper, avid sports enthusiast. And I'll leave it there. I pretty much go over everything he's got going on in this thing here, so you guys can get to know a little bit of his origins. And yeah. Also, while I got you, let me know what you think of the first podcast. Again, we're living and we're learning. Whether it's about the conversation, the technical points, same thing with this one. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any pointers, I'll take them. I got no pride, guys. Let me know what you think, and have fun. All right, here we go. Open up them ears and enjoy. All right, ladies and gentle people, I'm here with Darius Chriss, aka T0NE.
Hey, what's up?
And Darius is 1.5 as long as myself. Together we are the dynamic duo of Wild, aka Winning in Life Daily.
Hey.
And what else are you doing, sir? What other groups are you part of or affiliated with?
O.R.A.N.GE, only real artists, no general exceptions. And then, of course, shout out to fam. That's the crew right there. So yeah.
And early 20s, you guys still doing that? Or is that just like here and there?
Yes, but for now. But there's might be something new coming up with that. So don't want to give away too much, but definitely might not be early 20s forever.
Yeah, well, we are getting older. So
yeah,
I literally was just thinking about that. I'm back thinking about the podcast. I was like, how is he gonna keep doing that thing?
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, we thought about that too. We're like, we can't just always do early 20s. But yeah, no, definitely affiliated with a couple of different groups and everything. But the main one, the overhead is Orange, which definitely I'm excited to introduce to y'all. This year it's gonna be, it's gonna be a wild time. I'm telling you.
That is our master group. Mm-hmm. That is like our odd future.
Yeah, for real. That's it.
That's the next.
That's the next.
There we go.
God forbid they go to Cash Money, but don't need to go over that. Man, but yeah, that's the crew, man. Orange, man. Only real artists, no general exception. Get used to that that phrase, man. Get used to it.
Definitely. So, all right, man. So we've worked together, been making music for a while.
Yeah, a long time. Oh my goodness.
But there's a lot I haven't asked you. Yeah. So let's start. Let's do personal stuff.
Okay. That's anything.
So, where were you born and raised, sir? Tell us a little about that.
Man, I was born in Oahu, Honolulu, Hawaii. My dad was in the military, and so he was stationed at Pearl Harbor, and so I was there for the first 7 years of my life. And then I moved out to Long Beach. But then most importantly, I was raised in Irvine, a.k.a. the Vine,
That's where we met?
That's where we met and everything. But yeah, Irvine's really home. I mean, I don't really associate much with Hawaii because I don't know much about it besides, Hawaiian shirts, on the beach.
Right.
No offense.
And stray cats, too. How long Like, what ages were you in Hawaii?
I was in Hawaii for the first 7 years of my life.
Okay, so
almost 8. I moved.
Still a while.
Yeah, I moved to California when I was like in January. My birthday's in March, so pretty much 8 years. But yeah, that's where I started. But I mean, everybody's home. I'm a Cali kid. Like, you know, same way. You know, Cole, you know, reps New York. You know, now reps Fayetteville, but first started off, you know, New York, and so, you know, just kind of the same way. You know, so I resonate with more. So, you know.
Yeah, man, it's a special place. We're lucky to have grown up here, man.
Absolutely. Man, blessed.
Beautiful.
Sure.
We got resources. You know,
Man.
I think a lot of people here and across the U.S. in general, they kind of forget. They kind of forget that, like, the life that we live that's not real life.
Yeah, no, it's not.
You know,
it's a bubble, honestly.
Yeah, we have all these crazy things that, like, the majority of humans alive today don't get to enjoy. Mm-hmm. Right? Pros and cons to both sides. No, but, like, things are definitely easier. Like, we have streetlights. We have grocery stores, you know.
Yeah. You can walk outside at 12 o'clock and not have to worry about, you know, getting rolled up on or anything, you know. Honestly, I mean, police thing might still be an issue. But, I mean, you might still... Somebody might still be rolling out there, you know. 3 or 4 of them, you know, together. But besides that, I mean, it's like... Nothing really crazy.
Right. Yeah, there's still parts of America that are
definitely
aren't as vibrant, but, you know, that's part of the game, right? How do you get everybody happy? How do you get everyone to that level? It's not easy.
I mean, that's why it's so safe, you know, because, I mean, you see a kid with no helmet, you know, there's 4 of them right there. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's why they stay safe. That's why they stay safe. So, I mean, when I lived there, I was like, oh, man, you know, police and everybody, you know, they're too much, too extra.
Yeah, growing up there, everyone's like, yeah, this is so crazy. Like, it's so boring. It's like, but yeah, but once you are not a child anymore, you're like, no way.
You value it, you know, like they really do their job there, so, you know.
Maybe it was a good thing that I was looking over my shoulder on my bike, like, oh, is a cop going to stop me because I'm not wearing a helmet? Man. I was like, I should probably wear a helmet if I'm, like, really going to be doing this a lot.
Man, I could have broke the record for most times, and I freaking got a ticket if they would have ever given me one. Never got one, you know, helmet ticket, but I probably should have broken the United States record. I rode my bike for miles without a helmet, like over train tracks, over hills. Like, I didn't care. I'm like, why do I need to wear a helmet?
Right.
Like, it's, you know, it's lousy. It's freaking, it's
doesn't look cool sometimes.
Yeah, and then my aunt too, she bought me this. You know, the ones, like the biker ones with the point. Like, come on. Like,
I used that one. To clarify, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about being kids. Yeah. You know, riding bikes around. Like, adults do what you like. But, like, yeah, growing up as a kid in Irvine, it's great. There's a lot of cool stuff. But it's like, you know, you can't drive. So you got to get around some other form of wheels if you want to get there quick.
I used to bike everywhere. And honestly, it's crazy because my car broke down when I was 20, and so, you know, I used to work at the Irvine Spectrum, and so I was biking, you know.
That's a good little
20,
ride, too.
You know, I was 20 years old, almost 21. I was riding my bike still.
But it's safe, and there's always a bike lane.
Yeah.
Always a bike lane.
There's always a bike lane, yes.
And if you want to, like, be more, you know, do it more for fun or for fitness, there's plenty of bike trails. You know, it's a nice place, man. Definitely a nice place.
For sure.
Sweet. So... And then you're up in Channel Islands for a little bit, college years.
Yeah. You know, CI alum. You know, shouts to the Dolphins. Hey, you know, fins up. Great school. You know, kind of almost like a little mini Santa Barbara. You know, 10 minutes from the beach. You know, very open campus. You know, it's nice. Definitely. You know, I graduated there, and you know, now, you know, I'm working, do my thing, you know, and you know, living in Brea, so it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, man. So. You're an artist.
Yes.
So here's my thing. What are your earliest memories of music? This is something I've been wanting to ask you for a long time. I'm just like, I can't believe we never even had this conversation.
Oh, man.
Not necessarily making music, but just having a relationship with music in general.
Right. Craziest thing, man, when I think about music, I always go back to that Maya song, Take Me There. It was in the Rugrats soundtrack for the first Rugrats movie. And it sounds funny, but like I just remember like doing that, like kind of like reenacting that song with my sister at the jungle gym, and I was like kind of like rapping, freestyling over it, and she would like sing the, you know, Take Me There part of the chorus, and I would rap over it, And like that's like the earliest, you know, memory I have of music. But I mean, if you really want to go, it's like legit, like actually, you know, like conscious of what I'm doing and like what I'm actually saying. I'd probably say Long Beach. You know, shout out to my cousin T0NE, you know, A1. That's what he calls himself, you know, A1. You know, such a gentleman, you know.
That's that guy.
That's my guy, man. So he taught me everything I need to know about music. We used to, you know, listen to Temptations, you know, the 5 Heartbeats.
Classic.
Probably, you know, quote both of those movies on site easily. I mean, but you know, just people like that. We used to, you know, act like we had our own labels and oh, I'm gonna Jeff Missy Elliott. Oh, I'm gonna get Beyonce. Oh, I'm gonna get Chauncey. Like it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like he really did introduce me to, you know, hip hop, which is such a big part of my life now. Like I consider myself a hip hop head. I consider myself part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? It's a big thing in my life. So, you know, shout out to my cousin T0NE for sure. But yeah, that's where it started. I used to write my little notebook, you know, lyrics and, you know, songs that were already out. So almost like, you can say, covers or freestyles. And like as if it was my song and, you know, or I just write lyrics and a little beat in my head. Right. So that's pretty much, I'd say Long Beach. I mean, the Maya thing, you know, is all, you know, chits and gigs for sure. But I'd say definitely Long Beach is where I have like my early roots with hip hop and music. For sure.
That's crazy, man.
For sure.
So how did you link up with like T0NE, Audio? Shoutouts to those guys.
Ah man, what's that? Well,
O.R.A.N.GE, Oranges.
Well, Great A.Steez, you know, that's my cousin, you know, and he, I met him, you know, in Irvine. Or not met him. See, now I'm kind of exposing myself. He's my blood cousin. Like, that's what I consider him. He's not actually, he's a family friend, close family friend. But when you know people for so long, they become blood. You feel me? And really.
Here's a quote for you. You know, the blood is thicker than water. Do you know the full extension of that phrase?
I might. Let me hear it.
Okay. It says, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, which changes that whole phrase. People who say, oh, blood is thicker than water, blood, like they usually associate that with family. But when we say the blood of the covenant, right? That means people that are shedding their blood for you over this agreement, saying we're in this together. That blood is thicker than the water of the womb, aka people that, you know, are born, you know, your family. Yeah. And so people nowadays typically get that mixed up. Right. But the original phrase, when you say it in its entirety, brings all the clarity there. No, definitely. And that's why I totally agree with you on that.
No, that's deep.
That's deep. It's again, dude, the people around you, you know, that's your family. No, for sure. You know, I wholeheartedly agree that family is chosen. You know, it's not decided. Sure. Right? There's technicalities, right? There's people that, well, this is my mom's sister. Yeah, I get that, right? I love my family. You know, my blood relatives. You know, don't get me wrong. But yeah, totally. There's a different level to that when you have to go through it with somebody else. You're making that conscious decision, saying, "Hey, this is it. Yeah. It's you and me.
No, definitely.
And we're gonna do this."
Right. No, definitely. And the thing is too is that, you know, shout out to my homie Jordan for this quote right here. Everyone probably already knows what I'm gonna say, but he has a quote that says, you know, blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family. You feel me? And so that's just kind of how it is. You know, Tyrell, I mean, at Great A.Steez.
Oh yeah, Fast and Furious, feel free to have Vin Diesel go ahead and drop that line.
Right.
Hashtag Familia.
You'll fall for that one. But yeah, no, I mean, you know, Great A.Steez, you know, I might not see him for a couple months, and I'm like, hey, how's the fam? You know, and everything. And it's like, oh, they're doing well, this is happening. It's like, I know, he knows my family, I know his, you feel me? So it's like, we're all kind of family together. And so, but yeah, he was like, hey, you know, I got a place in Tustin, you know, and, you know, we record there, and mess with a couple of dudes, whatever, like, let me, you know, come through and, you know, just, you know, shoot your shot, you know, and see what you got. You know, I can't promise you I'll get in the studio and I'll get on the mic, because we're working hard here, you know, but, like, come in and just see what you got. And then I came in there, and I was like, this is my guy, and then from there, it kind of just exploded, you know, and then I, you know, met Roy Audio, and, man, I hate telling
So, when we were going in there, we were in, just like, really, like, we were all starting.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say, what do you mean by that, though? like all starting because they.
I mean, obviously, yeah, they were in it.
Tyrone, Great Ace T's, Roy Audio, FaZe, they were already fam, and shout out to my other cousin too, Tyree and everything. They were all already, doing their thing.
But you were just getting to know them pretty much at that time.
Yes, Corey and
that's crazy.
Yeah.
See, when
audio and everything,
when we were both going, I thought it was like, oh, you already knew all these guys. Like for a while, I was like, I was just the one dude showing up.
Funniest thing, I didn't even meet Roy Audio until after he got my track.
What?
I was on the 6 guide. The track is.
What?
It's whatever. Yeah, and let me tell you a story, man. It's crazy. So I'm on it. I'm like, he's like, hey, mind if my homie gets on? I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, he isn't gonna kill like me, but cool, he can try.
Okay.
I listened to it, and I almost wanted to tell him just to delete this. Don't do anything because he legit ripped it on my first track. My first track, he ripped it. Like he legit just like took it. The 6 guy beat just destroyed it. And I'm like, who is this guy? Ripping this beat on my first track, like do it on your own track, man. I can't stand you, but like we always joke about that now. That's legit how we met. Like he got on 6 guy freestyle, and then we just kind of started linking up from there and started doing first origins of it was on What's Up. That's the first track I really got on him official original, and then we just kind of evolved from there and so forth. But yeah, I didn't know Young FaZe or Roy Audio until
that's crazy, dude.
That time.
That's crazy. Yeah, like. Definitely. I thought like you guys had known each other for a while.
FaZe, he's like a kind of like a family friend too. He would come around with Great Ace T's, for barbecues and everything. They went to high school together, and so like my parents knew him, but I didn't really know him like that because I wasn't a little kid. I kind of followed everybody else. Right. I was in my own little thing. They were out doing their thing, drinking, doing whatever. I was around just trying to play basketball and trying to just be at the big kids. You feel me? And
that's cool.
That's the craziest thing too. How now we all can kind of vibe, we all have shows, we all buy each other a drink. It's like it's different. When I was a little kid, like same thing. My cousin, T0NE, I'm like the youngest. You feel me? Like, I was the young, 9, 10-year-old, trying to hang with the 17, 18-year-olds. You feel me? I'm kind of exposing their ages, I guess now. But you know what I'm saying? But
you guys are old now.
I ain't lying, but
he ain't wrong.
You ain't lying, you know what I'm saying? You ain't lying, honestly. But really, so it's like kind of crazy now how we're all kind of just older now. It just doesn't really matter. We're all 21, can go out and do our own thing, and so it's cool. It's real cool.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. That's. You're right though. It was you and I both used to go. Those long nights, man. Like.
All right, folks.
Stinky ass closet. Oh.
We're, a lot of people, especially a lot of rappers, like, oh yeah, record in the closet, yada yada. Like, we actually did that. Yeah, we legit did that. On top of that, like, there was some nights because they left like the dirty laundry in there, right?
It was something like that.
I don't know, but anyways, man, it was a different thing. Sometimes we're just like, so obviously. You record in the closet because of the sound quality, right? When you don't have money for a studio, right? And the next thing you have all like fabrics and clothing, it absorbs a lot of sound, and basically it's an ideal recording situation for those of you that don't know. Problem is that there's no airflow, and so the stench that would get trapped up in there, plus your body heat and the heat of the computer and all the electronics,
and then all the fire that's being spit out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? It heats up pretty good.
It heats up. We literally finish a recording, open the door right away just so you can get a breath, and it was just like it was crazy.
Hey, do it again.
I need like 5 minutes.
It's crazy. It was a fun time. That was the origins of it all. That's where it really started. We weren't even Orange yet. It's kind of crazy how Orange started way later, So.
Yeah, because we were all just kind of we all had like our individual selves, plus a little groups and duos within that.
Right.
And so, yeah, man, that's crazy. We definitely hustled that, and now you made a lot. Dude, there's so much, guys, that we worked on and covers and original stuff. So 2020. We're changing things.
No, definitely.
Not just us, but again, Orange, our larger, our conglomerate right there.
Yeah, pretty much. We have so many talented people. It's almost, it's like a label. I'm not gonna try to sound more official. I am not a phony, or anything. But it's like it's legit. It will be legit this year. I guarantee you. Not. We just have so much, versatility on, the group. It's crazy, man.
And we've come a long way.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you and I, we started. So we met at a bonfire. And
This wannabe Bruno Mars guy with the hat and the ukulele to match it.
It's going through my little Filipino Tumblr phase where I was playing ukulele. I still play ukulele. I still love that.
He's damn good too. You're probably still the most talented, ukulele player I know for sure. You just used to kill every time. So.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But anyways, we first met, we bonded over music that night.
That was it.
We were just playing music and singing songs that were popular at the time.
Yeah. I think it was Kelly's bonfire.
Yeah.
Robinson.
That was, dude. That was.
Hey, shout out to Kelly Robinson, man.
And then we were then we hustled into the little. We linked up with one of the film people at our high school. Who messed around with Ableton, which is a program for recording music.
Software, yeah.
And we'd just go in on a little 40-minute lunch breaks, even on the 10-minute breaks sometimes. We'd go in just to lay something down real quick.
To hear something, yeah.
A lot of that.
Crazy, man. We never finished a song there either.
No. That makes sense. So looking back, it's okay, well, we had no idea what we were doing, no experience, but I'm so glad that we did that.
No, definitely, it taught
because we had our at bats.
Exactly.
We got that repetition in. It's all right, our voices are getting stronger. We're learning how to breathe. We're getting our pace down.
Yeah, time management.
We're writing exactly. It's okay. Yeah. We got 30 minutes to do this thing. Let's just figure it out. I got to do my best, working under pressure. And then
that's real.
Freaking recording in the closet. Even recording in the bathroom one time.
Oh, man. But hey, that's
living room.
Hey, that song came out well. You know what I'm saying?
Now we just got to record in the attic.
Oh, man. I'll be all faces.
Yeah, we got to might as well just get a whole house. Just to say that we did it all.
Honestly.
Maybe a storage shed or something. Dog house.
Crazy.
But, okay, to bring this back, how do you feel like living in different areas has influenced your music, or at least your style, your flow, or are there any experiences that you feel all right, well, when I was in Long Beach, I was here, or Irvine, kind of brought me to this deal?
It used to, for sure. I think now, as, I'm 23, it's 2020, I just really associate with, Orange County, juice, just because of it's just a different vibe out here. Right. The IE has its own vibe, LA has its own vibe.
Definitely.
New York has its own vibe, even Chicago, and the list goes on and on. But Orange County, we really do have a certain vibe out here, and, really, shouts to people like Vista Caves, Pretty Papes, and there's so many other ones, and I don't want to miss out anybody. Roy Audio, of course, but it's there is a certain vibe out here that I definitely see myself as a part of that and associate with that, but that's the heaviest I associate with, and so, it used to, I used to be I'm in Long Beach, it's this, maybe one day I'll go back to Hawaii and do this, but it's juice, you know what I'm saying, the 949, the 714, type stuff, and so.
All about it, yeah, man. I feel it's so easy, especially in Orange County, San Diego, LA, it's just a quick drive away. Especially for us, people making my little profile for my band or myself. It's I'll just put LA. It seems more official. So I'm it's right there. It's it's not that far.
Yeah, it's easy, but I never saw myself doing that. People, go out there and everything. It's a great place to do music. With me, I want to, continue to put, OC on.
Yeah.
So there's already people out there doing it, but I want to be a person who oh man, he really put it on the map, the Vine.
Some good talent has come out of here, man.
Definitely.
Off the top of my head, I think Dirty Heads.
Yeah.
Got No Doubt, Gwen Stefani. It's just things I can think about real quick.
Crazy.
And then we've had other actors and comedians that have come up. And then
crazy, man. Will Ferrell.
Ferrell.
Went to Uni, man. Of all places. Uni, man. They are the greatest chess players of all time. They really are, man. They had their own squad. Not messing. But they were actually pretty good at swimming.
That was the smart kid school.
Oh, yeah.
Now, mind you, all the Irvine high schools do an excellent job with academics, but
what is it, the blue shit? Not blue shield, but it's they always get the blue something.
Oh yeah,
the blue something like of excellence. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever award for being fancy and scholarly.
Somebody, somebody got some extra money for it every year.
Right, some sort of government grant for performance.
Crazy,
but man, yeah, this is a great place. It's cool. I think more people will need to take pride in this place. And
definitely, the OC is its own vibe.
Oh yeah,
a little bougie sometimes.
Yeah, there's a lot actually. It amazed me. I was looking at the map. There's so much fighting talent out here. A lot of the top fighters,
really,
and top gyms are out here in Orange County.
Any off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I do, but I work at one of them. Point of Impact MMA. Here's a plug. Catch Coach Christian over there, guys. That's that plug. You walked me into it. Had you? Other gyms are cool and all, but that's one where I'm at. Shout out to Coach Yoko Hamamura and my family over there. But yeah, anyways,
I feel it.
Yeah, man. Now moving back to you. Out of, I'm kind of asking what I want to ask. That's the whole purpose. It's my podcast. I like doing this thing.
Yeah.
All right. Out of your earliest, whether it's just you or you have features, which song is your favorite?
Man. I liked.
Well, here, I'll split it up. Save some options. Which one did you enjoy the process of creating the most? We'll start with that one.
Change Man. Are You Change Me? Yeah, that song. I mean, that's.
So explain that one a little bit.
That's a cover of, I think, You Change Me by Jimmy Fox and Chris Brown. It's funny because when I looked up songs to rap over for freestyles or whatever, I never actually listened to the song. I heard the beat.
Right.
I'm like, me. Okay. And so I did that because I didn't want to try to replicate, the vibe. I wanted to create my own. I used to listen to a bunch of Drake songs, try to do a bunch of Drake, covers and freestyles, and I was just trying to copy Drake. And so at a certain point, I'm like, I'm just going to get the beat.
Don't even listen to them.
Yeah, exactly. But for Change Man, I did listen to the song a little bit. But I mean, that was so much fun. Because, that was one of the first things I think for us. I actually, came up with the melody of hey, try this, Christian, try this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was actually, on it. You were you killed it. You feel me? So that was really fun. And then with audio on it, of course, it's always gonna bang, for sure. But that one was definitely the most fun, I'd have to say, making.
And then, which one would you say you're happiest with, as far as it being a finished product?
Ooh.
I'm talking just critical production value. Which one from your early days do you listen to and you're just oh yeah, that was the one. That was the best one.
Gosh, there's so many. But I probably would have to say Do It For You. That was a fun one. Shout out to Helmy Dread. Just because of how many times I re-recorded that. Yeah, definitely. How many times I re-recorded that. And it was just my own little vibe. I was trying to do this little, 90s samples mixtape, called Her. It had Every Reason. Before the actual Her was out. Just saying.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to her. Definitely.
Half Filipino.
But,
yeah, fun fact.
Wifey. There we go.
There we go.
Wifey now. But,
Join Orange.
Hey. But that was, that was it. Do It For You was fun. But also, too, there's a track on the early 20s EP called What a Shame. Mm-hmm. And that was another one. I mean, I'm not a selfish person, I promise. But that was another one where I was like, Ayo Audio, try this hook. And me, I'm never really one to create hooks, create melodies. And so every time I did, it just felt like my own little creation. So that was fun. What a shame. We actually had a chance to perform that at the, Cesar Rodriguez show, 3rd anniversary. Shout out to them. They're doing big things in LC. But that was fun. What a shame. It was just kind of what a shame. You think, you're better than us. You think that you can actually keep up with us. Mm-hmm. You're funny. What a shame. What a shame that you think like that. Man, and so that was kind of a little flex. But for sure, Do It For You. That was a groovy, fun little track that we did it, That was fun.
Sweet, man. So And maybe out of your more recent ones, which ones have you really vibed with?
I mean, my best work is Paranoia. That's it. I mean, Stuck in My Ways was cool. You know, shout out to the guy who said this is, you know, trash. Thank you. You give me motivation every single day. I look at it, it's on my phone. No, I'm messing.
Haters are the motivators,
really man. Hey, definitely. But yeah, no, I mean, Paranoia, that track, like, I went all in. And I, like, legit gave my, you know, story of, you know, being up at school and how it felt and everything. So, yeah, Paranoia for sure.
Just dive into that. Tell me about this song. What was that? What was this about?
Pretty much, you know, it was just about, like, my ups and downs at school. You know, like, going there, you know, everyone's like, oh, I'm going to go away. I'm going to go to, you know, Alabama or Auburn. I'm going to go away and be a new person.
Right.
So I had the same perspective, except for I was 2 hours away, you know, and so it felt so.
It was still, but you're just like,
definitely.
It's out there.
It was past LA, past Calabasas, for sure. But that was just about kind of my ups and downs there, and just kind of how it felt, you know, just being in certain situations. You know, it's probably, you know, mostly, you know, fall of my senior year. Just like a crazy time, you know what I'm saying? If you know me closely, you know how rough that was. But, you know, pretty much just how that went, you know, the ups and downs of it. And it's how I deal with it, you know, and just, you know, I tell myself, you know, it's all in my head. You know, everything's going on, you know, all this anxiety, whatever, but, like, it's all in my head. So, like, keep it there, you feel me? Like, don't let it escape, don't let it become you. And so that's pretty much, and then just, you know, it just came out, you know, shouts to NASA, you know, that was his beat, you know, NASA.
How do you feel that last year of school changed you? Right.
It definitely made me value, you know, the people in my life more, especially family, you know, just people who really, you know, value me, you know, people who, you know, ask them, hey, how you doing? You know, people who give me the biggest hugs, you know, who I see often, like, it made me value them because, you know, that fall semester, I, like, felt like I just pushed away everybody. A lot of people, close people to me, I lost.
Why do you, so... For me, it was far, so like we we're hanging out as much during that time. So what caused you to have to do that? Was it your workload or?
Yeah, stress. And just really not seeing the big picture. You know, I wanted to be this person, this cool dude, and everything, and it came with, you know, sacrifice. And so, but it was a wrong sacrifice, and I just started, you know, I feel like plucking off people, not caring, just trying to get, you know, a job done. And then at the end of the day, the job, what was the job? What were you trying to accomplish here? I didn't even know. I couldn't even tell you. Honestly, to this day, like, majority of the decisions I made that semester, and that year was good, but, I mean, that spring semester was cool, but that fall, you know, senior year, what decisions I made, like, I couldn't even tell you where I was trying to go with it. And that's, like, kind of a scary thing when you know, your environment, you know, becomes you, and what people want from you.
Right.
They dictate, you know, your decisions, your emotions. And so pretty much, you know, what I learned was just to value, you know, family. You know, I came home at, you know, Thanksgiving and, you know, winter break. I didn't want to go home. I didn't want to go back to CI. I'm like, not literally. I mean, I knew I had to go back, graduate course. I loved it. You know, shout out to the Dolphins, fins up. But like, I was like, I don't want to leave. I want to stay right here. My family, people that I love, people that love me.
Right.
And so, you know, I came back spring. I was just trying, you know, to value those people more. And now it's like, I mean, I value them completely.
Yeah, being there for the people that are there for you.
For sure.
Man, freaking New Year's Eve, just holding, actually technically it's New Year's Day at that point, but like, basically that whole little New Year's section, but I was there with my family. Man, my godson, I love the crap out of that kid. It's crazy because for me, I'm like, how do I like love this little child, like, can barely put a sentence together.
Yeah.
Like, not my child.
Right.
But like, have this intense, like,
yeah.
Like, I just want good things for him. That's
Definitely.
it. That's it. That's all I want.
That's family.
But like,
you know?
And then I was like,
family.
He was getting tired. Obviously, it's pretty late for, you know, a young kid to be up like that. But he's not young. You know, he's a toddler, so he's getting heavier. You know, but it's just like, and then. His parents were like, you know, you don't have to hold him. It's okay. But for me, I'm like, no, man. Okay, like I don't get to do that again. There's only so much time I can literally hold him, support him, and just have him like rest. And like,
like that physical part of like, just like, I can relax. I'm safe. I'm here. Like, it's a crazy thing. Like, to hold on to moments like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, whether that's with friends or family, you know. I definitely think there's a larger thing I can get into for this about you, but basically, my belief is that our purpose here in life, you know, is to, you know, find companionship.
No, for
whether
sure.
that's romantic, you know, friendship, even when it comes to narcissism. It's like, if you're trying to show off a fancy car or your Louis belt, like, you still need someone on that other end.
No, for sure.
To admire that or be jealous of you.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
Even though it's a twisted form of it, it's still companionship at the end of the day.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure. And we're not really meant to be alone. You know, I feel like you know, we're created to be with others and have community.
That's why that solitary confinement is such a big deal right now.
Oh yeah, it's huge. Yeah, definitely. I feel that for sure. For sure. Yeah, community work. I mean, I value community heavily. You know, whether it's, you know, my church community, whether, you know, it's my fraternity or my family or it's anything. It's like those communities that, you know, I'm a part of, I value like so much. You know. So.
Right. Yeah. People are everything.
For sure.
You only get so much time with people. Right.
We're only here for, you know, you know, 80, maybe 90 years, maybe. I mean, so it's like...
Yeah, average American is about 80 years right now. Just like that. Like that. And the first, like, I'd say 10 to 15, you're not even, like, really aware of what's going on.
Yes.
Just crazy. Yeah. And then you're sleeping. If you're just sleeping decent, you're sleeping for 7 to 9 hours a day. Even if it was like
I wish
4, 5, 6, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of time to just be asleep every day, not do anything. Yeah. And you got to do it though.
No, you do.
You only have so much time every day to get something done and make it meaningful. Still like staying in the realm of your college experience. And going to university is an interesting thing, right? You see a lot of changes in thinking, which is why I want to get to you. Like, how would you describe your experience? And really what I'm looking for is, like, how do you think that going to school, receiving higher education, both in and out of the classroom, what are some of, like, the big shifts in your thinking and maybe some of your perspectives on the world and music? Go all in.
Got it. Well, I mean, first off, you know, time management is huge. You know, and if you ask anybody close to me, I'm still learning that aspect. But when I was going to CI, I had, you know, 2 jobs. You know, so I went to class, and then my break, maybe go to work, you know, come back to class later. And it's like little things like that, going back and forth. It's like you really have to manage your time. You have to get your classes done, your homework, and everything done. You know, and I was, you know, doing, you know, some of the radio stuff and everything. That was fun. And so just little things like time management is huge. But being at university, like, it is like a unique experience because, like, you're around a lot of people who are trying to go out there and get it. You know, you have people who are there and don't know what they're doing, and so you learn from them too. You know, and you have, you know, professors who just want to just pour out their knowledge to you, like legit. Like, some people, you know, are a little more, you know, a little more extra than others.
There's always.
You know,
I love them because the intention is there.
But, you know, and especially, you know, being at, you know, CI, I mean, we had I think a 30 or, you know, 29-to-1 ratio in terms of students to professors. So it's like, that's crazy. You don't get that a lot at universities. You know?
Right.
You aren't really impacted yet. And we're not trying to be impacted. At least they're not. I guess I can say we. I'm alum. But see, I wasn't really trying to be impacted in that sense because of that ratio. And so having a little more of that hands-on, you know, was pretty good. You know, was solid. But yeah, no, it was great. It was a fun experience. Definitely, but just I think time management is the biggest thing I got out of it. And then also, once again, kind of just valuing relationships. Right. You know, I was part of a good amount of communities there, and just, you know, really, you know, understanding what I can get from that, and just, you know, learning from them and everything, and, you know, having those people, because I don't have all that anymore. You know, I'm part of a couple of different ones now, but it's done. You know, so it's a unique experience. A lot of things I did, majority of things I did in college, I'm not doing every day anymore. Right. And so
It's crazy. And that was a quick little spurt. You imagine, like, again, 80 years goes quick, but then you even realize how, like, 4, 5, 6 years, it's like, that's nothing.
Yeah, and I transferred.
That's nothing.
I was at community college for 3 years, and then I got my AA there, and then I was at CI for 2, right. And that was it. So 5 years in higher education, it's over. It's done.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hopefully I can get my master's one day, but it's not guaranteed. If I start making the money I need to make, I will. But
once Orange goes on tour, I might not have time for that. Man,
but knowledge is power, though. You know what I'm saying? So
it is, absolutely.
Anybody, to get their master's, because it's like knowledge is, you can't take that away from somebody.
Correct.
Like, you can take somebody's you can try to take someone's freedom away, but I feel like that's more of an inner thing than anything. But by the end of the day, you can't tell me I don't have my degree. I have 2 degrees that I can't wait to put up on my wall.
Right.
You can't take those away from me, no matter what I do. You could have said I cheated, you could have said anything, but those 2 degrees, I earned. You know what I'm saying? So education is so important. And that's also why I learned to value it, because some people are like, oh, it's just a piece of paper. No, it's not. No, it's not. It symbolizes that you were able to get through rigorous courses. Like I was telling you earlier, a 10-page single-spaced essay on something that you may not have any recollection of, but like, it's like you get it done.
Right.
So grinding too, that's huge. I had to grind. Oh my goodness. And going back to the time management thing, but like, I had to grind in college, and I learned how to, live off of not much. I promise you, for about a month, I was eating Del Taco. Breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. Those bean cheese grills, man, it came in handy.
$1, baby.
$1. I still get it now, man. Shout out to my freaking, my boy, John, man. We stay on that freaking Del Taco. Honestly, man, from day one, too. It's
Del Taco diet.
Man, it was so sometimes it was so bad. I used to eat, pasta, what I call it spaghetti. It was, the pasta, the noodles, and sauce. I couldn't even afford, the meat. And so, like, I had to grind, but, like, I made it through. And, now I have, a good job. I was blessed with that, Thank God, that He blessed me with a good, more comfortable living. But, like, I had to grind in college, because I knew that once I got, that degree, not just that piece of paper, but just when I got, to that completion, my life was just going to change.
Opportunity.
Absolutely. Opportunity is huge, for sure.
Well, you did mention also you did radio there. I know I made like a little like poster thing for you. Tell me about that, man. How do you? What was that? What was the whole tension of that show? How did you get involved with that?
Yeah,
tell me everything.
Throwback Thursday. So pretty much, you have a senior project.
Tell me about the station first.
Yeah, so the station was a small little station up in what they call Bell Tower at my school. And it was pretty much like vacant,
So it's the station's run and funded by the school.
Yes and no. It's not an official club. It's an independent club.
Okay.
Obviously it gets funded from the school. Everything has the school's name on it.
It's all by the students.
But it's owned by students. Yes. Created for and by students.
That's cool.
And so that's kind of like the little motto they have, and it's dope because, you get to really pretty much say whatever you like on there and kind of play the music you want. Of course, they always say the board directors are listening, so be careful, be mindful. But there's no, real like IFC, regulations or anything. So I was on their cursor, but no, I wasn't cursing at all. But it was like, it was fun, and I did it for my capstone, which is my senior project. And so I was just doing it really just to progress on, towards graduating. But I had a lot of fun with it. I was supposed to do it my junior year, but I was so caught up in just Lord knows what.
Sure.
That I just didn't put the extra time to go meet up with, the professor, and everything, and, make that happen. But it was fun. My segment was called Throwback Thursdays, where I played all, throwback music, whether it be, hip-hop, rap, R&B. And it was just fun, reminiscing about, the old times and, the times that, when now, we're in 2020, but, like late 90s, early 2000s, like music, we were like, hey, and the thing is, too, is I want people to remember where they were when they heard, Get Low. Right. When you heard, Run This Town. When you heard Millie, where were you? You feel me? I remember my cousin, speaking of that, when 6 foot, 7 foot came out, he was like, oh man, it's like a Millie on steroids. And it's like, you think oh shoot, I was in a car, with a muff in my hand, about to go to the beach. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to hear this. And it's like,
that's crazy. You have a very specific
that's what I'm saying.
memory.
Music, that's what music is for me. Music is it's in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I legit bleed, you know, hip hop and everything. I promise you. And so yeah, but it was just a really fun outlet for me too. It was a good time to kind of get away from all the stress. You know, I go in there with, you know, some other homies and we hang out and kick it, listen to music. But it was just a time for me to get away from everything. Even though I was working like hard, you know, to get my show out every, you know, week. It was a time for me to kind of relax, listen to good music, and just reflect.
And was that live?
No, we tried though. I was one of the few people to try going live. We had it. I figured out everything. I even had a guy come from the East Coast. He was on the business trip, but he was just so happened that we come at the right time. He came to the studio and told me everything I need to know. And we were trying to go live, but the school had a certain like kind of like, I don't know what you can say, but it had a certain like boundaries and parameters around it that didn't allow the sound waves to go out, you know?
Physically speaking.
Yeah, physically speaking.
Okay.
Actually, like physically speaking, the connection didn't go out. Like you'd hear it.
The frequency just wasn't reaching.
Weren't there, and we tried to. If we would have known that in the beginning of the semester, then we would have had that done and taken off before we even started.
Right.
But we figured it out, you know, at the capstone gala. You feel me?
Right.
And so like it was a little too late, and we had this big thing. Oh, we're gonna be live. It was supposed to be super fun. And that was actually my project. Everyone had their own poster board, and we did too. But my main, you know, poster board was showing people, you know, that we're going live, and then we're here, we're interviewing people at the gala. Never worked out, never happened, unfortunately. But it was fun.
Okay, it's ambition though.
Definitely.
You're trying to do something different.
Oh yeah, that was honestly what going to, you know, CI was all about. You know, we didn't have another Dr. Dre school of music. We didn't have, you know, all this, you know, things, you know, the Walter Cronkite, you know, school journalism, you know, we didn't have that. And so you had to be your own innovator.
Right.
You know, I look to dudes like, I'm doing a lot of shout outs today, but shout out to my freaking dude, Zachary, but
Everyone's being put on today.
Definitely, but my homie, you know, Zachary Boedo, you know, he's up, you know, freaking Missouri, you know, ABC. Why? Because he took the initiative to reamp our broadcasting station.
That's awesome.
And we were on Snapchat, we were doing everything. We didn't start that. We started doing YouTube stuff. And then we, you know, evolved into, you know, legit Snapchat videos that you see on World Star, you see on Ball's Life.
That's cool.
It was just like we didn't have like the same platform, but it was like pretty similar.
Right.
And so like when you went to CI, you know, you had to become that person. You had to become an innovator. You know, you had to bring, you know, the first, you know, baseball club there, you know, the first, you know, national fraternity there. You know, had to bring everything of, you know, that was, you know, first time in me. I even, you know, I was trying to reamp the Dolphin Radio, but I mean, I did it so late in my, you know, collegiate career that I just did it, have all this knowledge, but I wasn't able to share it with anybody, which is all good, you know.
Hey,
but it was cool though. It was fun.
So when you were on there, were you, I mean, obviously you're playing music, but was it like just you? You're just like, hey guys, this is like...
I interviewed a couple people. Actually, you know, my homie Zachy B, my boy, I interviewed him, and that was actually the first time he was interviewed, which is crazy, and I'm honored because he's going to do, you know, big things one day for sure. I know it. And I interviewed my boys, you know, RJ and Patrick. And then I also, and I also interviewed the president of our school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was super cool. You know, Atticus Reyes, he's a cool dude, you know, trying to get him know more the political way, and he's doing a great job with it. Very, you know, ethical and everything. But yeah, I had to do 3 podcasts per semester on top of have music playing for, you know, a certain amount of time during my slot. And so, you know, I had to, you know, programming just me hours on hours, and then making sure, and I'm the sort of person like, I'm not gonna have a playlist of just random music. Like that's to fit.
Right.
So if you hear it, you know what I'm saying, it's a flow, and it flowed in. It was like, I think I started off with, you know, Gold Digger, and I flowed into, you know, Boo, you know what I'm saying, by, you know, Ghost, whatever, you know, like, I think, you know, stuff like that, like, and just all kind of transition, I mean, and so, like, it was really fun, and so forth. But yeah, I did a couple of podcasts, and then I did one of my own, but I never released it, or, you know, it was trash.
I was about to ask you, like, with all that knowledge and experience, and you know, this isn't your first time being interviewed, have you thought about doing your own, even if it's just like occasional, or?
Sometimes, but I mean, the same thing with like me and music. It's just the resources,
right,
and the time. I mean, you know, work a lot of hours and all that everything. Like my priority is obviously getting to the next step in my career and making money. You know, but I mean, there's, you know, more money in it, for me, you know, in terms of like seeing it, that I would do it for sure. But yeah, I thought about it. Definitely, you know, I mean, and I think I can do it for sure. But it's just the resources, you know, it's not cheap equipment.
No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? And like stuff like that, and it takes time.
Yeah.
You know, anything I do, you know, I want to do well. You know, I learned from my Uncle John, you know, do anything, do it well. Be the best at it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Or else why do that all? We're going to be the best. You know what I'm saying?
Take charge or take nothing.
Boom. Who says that? Where's that from?
That's me, baby.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was one of our slogans in the early days of Wild.
Hey, I mean, man, we gotta tell them how I even came about, how we even started.
So I mean, you can start because I mean it was really just like our crew, right? So what was your whole idea behind like doing that? So it was you, me, and then shout out to Mr. Cameron Vieira getting married this year. Also, we got to talk about this after that podcast, trying to figure out like planning all that. But that's crazy.
Yeah,
but
we're in the library and we're like, man, we need a crew. We need a crew and we can, you know, have parties and get some honeys. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe charge people at the door and just have fun. You know, everybody's so dead and everything. And then
that was our little Fonzie scheme.
Get rich quick.
We were just trying to find, well, all right, we had a crew. Like this is us. People know it's us. Man. Maybe we can do something, or like gotta make some money somehow, so we could just do whatever we want because we weren't old enough to like really work at that time. I think, and so just like we were trying to find a way to just kind of fund our shenanigans, but then it evolved into really us just like getting into our passions. Right? We explored with, you know, even doing our own like retail and clothing, and you know, hopefully we'll have some merch later. I want to do some O.R.A.N.GE merch for sure.
Oh, definitely. I mean, there's so much we can do with that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I went from these kids literally being wild,
literally
doing some crazy stuff, and then we just really, I think we doubled down on like the message being positivity. It's winning in life daily, you know, for a reason.
Right.
And then we got to now we're this musical duo, and we've done some cool things.
Definitely.
Yeah, man.
And it's like one of those things where like if you're doing something positive every day, if you're, you know, moving forward in life, like you're winning in life daily. Right. And it's not, I love the daily part, 'cause it's like not just, you know, winning sometimes on Tuesday or Wednesday, like every single day, if you're trying to do better for yourself or your community or something, like you're winning in life daily. You're wild. Right. Like you are wild, man. And so like, I love that. 'Cause you think of wild, you think of like crazy parties, you know, wild animals, but like, it's like such a different twist. So.
Yeah, at the end, it definitely showed our maturity. We've grown. For sure. We've grown. I think we are pretty lucky. And I think, you know, our friend group in general, we've just realized the value of life, living, and people, and the short time that we have. Yeah. You know, to make the most of this planet and the people that we have around us. You know, it's yeah, man. We did all right. I think we're doing all right now. But yeah, man. How about O.R.A.N.GE? Just crazy big thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm holding back things. I'm up the type to talk about things that haven't, you know, come into place or haven't started yet. But I mean, I promise you, ladies and, you know, gentlemen, like O.R.A.N.GE, we're gonna introduce you guys to who that is, you know, the group, you know, this year. I promise you, you know, we just have so many things that we're gonna, you know, try to accomplish and do. It's gonna be big.
Yeah, man. All right, and now shifting gears a little bit, still talking about music. Here's a question again. One of my questions is when you write, do you have a specific process that you follow? Like myself, I don't necessarily have one way. I have a couple of different ways. There's like, yeah, I'll probably like follow this, but do you have like, do you do pen and paper? Do you go straight to your phone? Do you start with the beat? Do you start with the lyrics? What is your process?
Man. So I definitely think that each beat is unique. Especially if, you know, you have the right producer, you know, out there, you know, making it, like they take time to make that beat. Right. And so the best thing that, you know, the least thing you can do is just at least listen to it and value it, you know, like listen to every little, you know, note and so forth. But I listen to the beat, you know, once or twice just by itself, and I try and catch a vibe. Right. You know, and then from there I start writing, and like sometimes little hooks might come out of my mouth. I'm like, ooh, okay, like, hey, you know, and then from there I kind of try to come up with some type of concept with it, but it comes from the vibe. Like, what am I feeling? Like, what does this beat make me feel like? You know, how, and then it kind of goes from there. But sometimes, you know, I start on one vibe and then it just flips. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I've been there.
So forth. But yeah, but definitely listen to the beat a couple times, just no standalone. And then I go into, you know, writing lyrics and probably a hook first. Actually, no, not even. I actually go from start to finish. So I even do my projects like the same way.
So you go from the beginning of the song to the end.
Even like the little ad-libs in the beginning, like the intro I'm going to say, and then I go into the first verse, or just depending on how it goes, and I legit write it all the way through.
Interesting.
Sometimes when I get stuck, I may, you know, just go to a hook to kind of get the basis of it,
right.
The nucleus.
Fill in some of the blanks.
Exactly. But for the most part, I start from the beginning, you know, to the end.
Interesting.
And so, you know, I like that full kind of, you know, process.
Just kind of like, this is done next, this is done next.
Exactly, yeah. Like
okay, that. So you go beat, listen, vibe. Maybe if something comes up in your head, you'll do it, and then just kind of feel it out from the rest of the way. And then, but you do start to finish. It's interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And I do it on my phone. I started off with pen and paper. I think we all did. Mm-hmm. You know, nobody really had a phone growing up like that. I mean, you know, but now I do my phone, and I mean, it's just.
It is very convenient to have
definitely
everything in one place, especially when you write a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
But do you ever like once in a while do pen and paper, or are you still just strictly on your phone?
I tried, like I think a couple months ago. It just didn't feel the same. No. And it wasn't like really like quick enough. I mean, I can write pretty quick, but I was just on my phone. It's like I'm listening to it. I'm like pausing it, like ooh, like I'm writing it down, and then it's just easier too because who wants to freaking hold up, you know, pad,
but yeah, turning pages.
Studio, you know? I try to memorize it as much as I can. Yeah, right. Learned that from, you know, audio because, you know, he was like, you gotta memorize it so you're not focused on holding something. Exactly, like really trying to say every single word, like you know it. But sometimes I have my phone in the booth sometimes, but yeah, definitely.
When you're recording, do you have any tricks, any like things that you like? Any methods as far as like, I do this to create the best sound or to breathe better?
Not really. No. I mean, I just go in there and just catch a vibe and I just do it. You know?
Just have fun, let loose.
I have fun with it, you know what I mean? Let loose, definitely. It's always fun kind of communicating back and forth. We have this little thing where, you know, I can, you know, speak to the mic and he hears me through the phone, the headphones. Right. It's like a legit, like, booth in the studio sometimes, even though you don't have the glass. And it's just like, stuff like that is fun, but not with special tricks. I mean, you know, I don't make it too complicated because that's when you lose sight of the message and, like, the symbolism and everything. I just go in there and I just have fun with it, you know? Because if you're having fun with the music, then, like, I mean, if you're having fun with anything in life, like, you aren't going to be successful with it. And that's the way I look at it, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, not so much, like, carelessness, but, like, just genuinely, like, loving and having a passion for what you do. You have to have that in order to be successful. Right. And so that's why I look at it.
You can do what you love, people. You may not be able to do it full time, but if you really love it, I think if there's a will, there's a way.
You'll find a way. I mean, it's just like going to the gym. You know, oh, I have no time. Okay, well, put it in your schedule at 7 o'clock or around this time every day. And I promise you, the same way you have to wake up, the same way you have to eat breakfast, put it in your schedule, you'll make time for it.
Yeah. 1 hour is 4% of your day.
Boom.
So whether that's going to the gym, writing, drawing, you know, learning how to code, whatever it is, that is your thing. People, you can do it. 4%. You're sleeping longer than that. Right? Just sacrifice an episode of Netflix or Hulu or freaking cat videos, man.
Disney Plus, man, all that.
There's a lot of noise, a lot of distractions. Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff. That's still, I mean, a lot of that is someone else's work, someone else's art, and there's time to appreciate that. But people get lost in consuming. Yeah, it's great, which is fine. You know, if that's what you are, if you're a consumer and you're not looking great, do it. Yeah, we need people to listen, watch. That's true. You know, but if there's something you want to do, I think it's like go for it, man. Yeah. If it's not happening or it's not in the process, you probably don't want it, right? Yeah, you probably don't want it that bad.
That's true.
You know, it's like studios cost a lot of money, but over this time, it's like still written a lot. Yeah. Right? You still put out a lot. So,
Yeah,
also, quick plug. What's your SoundCloud, buddy? How are we gonna find you?
Ooh,
How do we find you?
It's wild.
I'll plug it.
WILD underscore tone. T0, the number 0 NE. So wild underscore tone. Same thing for my Instagram.
I'll get you. If you guys look in the description, thanks to Anchor, they do a really great job of distributing this podcast. No matter where you guys are listening, whether you do an Apple, Google, Breaker, wherever you're at, you should be able to look in the description of this podcast, and I'll have all the links for you, sir. So, folks, if you're a Facebook person, an Instagram person, on Twitter as well, SoundCloud.
I'm not on Twitter anymore.
Not on Twitter anymore.
I don't really,
that's right. You deleted it. Yeah.
I don't really believe in the vibes on that. I think they're a little too negative for me.
Hey, do your thing, man. But whatever you're on, I'll put it on there.
Yeah.
Explain your name. Is that something you're comfortable?
Yeah, I can. T0NE, man, it's so crazy. It's not even what I even like. I don't say believe in anymore, but it's not something I really.
We can talk about the evolution.
So yeah, definitely, absolutely. But it stood for the only Can I say it?
Hey, it's my podcast. Do whatever you want, man.
The only nigga excluded. And I put that because growing up, legit, you point to me, and then you wouldn't see another black kid for miles away. But the black kids that were around, I feel like they excluded me because I wore Vans, I wore skinny jeans, I was whitewashed, the worst word ever created. If you create that word, please, take your hand, man, or take your mouth, put some soap in it, man, watch, spit it out. Put some more in there because that's just a terrible word. It really is, but because it just degrades somebody. You know what I'm saying? It makes somebody feel you're saying that you're acting like a different race. You're not African American, and so I feel like I was excluded from being a nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And what's wrong with appreciating life?
Exactly. I liked Vans. I'm sorry. That's what my aunt bought me. Man, the South OC, lady, she. Bless her heart, you know what I'm saying? Right. But I wore skinny jeans. I can't lie, I was trying to assimilate, for sure. I'm not even gonna sit up here and be I was, pro-black. I wasn't. I was trying to be like everybody else, but because I feel like I couldn't be accepted as, African American. And, it's crazy because the first day, and this is right off the block from Long Beach, you know what I'm saying? Shouts in, North Long Beach, North Side Long Beach, hey, I came here with, wife beater, baggy jeans, and some shoot I can't even think about right now, and I got the weirdest looks, and from there I came home crying Mom, and I'm Auntie, give me some DC shoes, give me some Vans, I'm trying to be accepted, people are making fun of me, and I think that carried on for too long, and so I can't lie, I might have acted, I didn't act I was supposed to, but at the same time it's it was so on such a different level, the reception I got from it. Right. That it's just crazy. So I just felt even when I figured out who I felt like I was excluded, and so I feel like it was my way of music was my way of letting out those emotions. But I know who I am. Both my parents are African American. Straight out Long Beach. You know what I'm saying? And so I know who I am straight up. I'm an African American man, Creole. I got a little bit of French in me, so we ladies. You know what I'm saying? That's so ignorant of me. I took 3 years of French. I'm just saying yes. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But now I know who I am, so it's just tone. And it changed to, the tone of my voice, how I say something, how I pronounce something, the mood of it, just the tone, and so it evolved into more of a musical thing, and I feel like that's where it's kind of going to stay. I've thought about changing it a little bit, but right now it's tone. And then the 0 part comes in because
I was going to ask you about that. Was that just some MySpace screen name sort of thing?
It changed. It has 3 different phases, but this last one is there's 0 people like me. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
I hear music so differently. And I don't want to say so differently because obviously there's great people out there. But when I hear music, and I'm hearing the hi hat, I'm hearing that sample in the background. What sample is that? You know what I'm saying? What sample is that? Is that who is that? And stuff like that. And so it's there's 0 people like me, and so it kind of flips to only nigga excluded. Now it's okay, well I'm unique. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to exclude me, go for it. Actually, to tell you the truth, I want to be excluded. I don't want to be a part of what you're doing over there. I got my own little vibe over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm wild, and so
some of the things you're saying, Sam, this is exactly why we're friends.
Yeah, no, exactly. You feel me? That's just kind of who I am, and definitely have learned that, and shout out to the big man upstairs, Gio, dude, he's definitely taught me how to be that man of just be comfortable in my own skin. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Call me what you want, but I know who I am. You feel me? So.
Love that, man. It's been great seeing you grow. Look, it's great having you back in Orange County. It makes things a lot easier to hang out and create and
definitely, man,
do things like this.
That's what it's all about. You feel me? That's what it's really all about.
That's interesting, man. Yeah. Tone.
Hey.
So, capital T0NE.
Yeah, that's it. And I mean, and I can't lie. Sometimes I spell it differently, but I'm trying to get in the habit of putting a zero because a zero means a lot.
Bro, okay. Yeah, here's my thing. Not so much about the meaning, but for people to find you, bro. All your handles trying to get them the same.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think they're actually all WILD, like wild, like the word, and then underscore T0. I'm pretty sure it's T0NE everywhere.
Yeah. It's tough sometimes though, trying to get like.
It is.
Like even for the podcast, man, trying to do like completely candid. I have half of it is completely candid, and the other half is the Candid show. Oh. You know where to find us. It depends, like different platforms because it's some of them are already taken.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Either way, folks. Whether it's me, the podcast, or obviously if you're listening to the podcast, you know where to find it. But me, I'm going to have links to everything that we're doing and that we're involved in here. So easy to find us, easy to follow. Listen to this Rick and the Eye.
Yeah.
But sweet, man. Here, let's just do some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Just so people get to know you a little bit better.
Let's get it.
Favorite sport?
Basketball. Ball is life.
Ball is life.
That's just day one.
Favorite current basketball team?
Lakers. I mean, it's a late show. Like, come on, I got it on my hat right now.
No, well, what happened to the Heat? What happened to the Heat? I always give you so much crap for loving the Heat back in the day.
It's funny because I was a huge Dwayne Wade fan because
he's great. I did look up to him too.
Exactly, and I feel like I kind of resonate with him because he wasn't like. He was big. Obviously, he's one of the greatest guards of all time, for sure, like two-way guards. But like, he wasn't like getting the same attention as everybody.
He wasn't on the watch list, and then all of a sudden,
because he was but it's like he's the guy, and so same thing with me. Like I might not be big billboards whatever, but like I'm the guy. Like get to know me, you feel me? And so the way he just carries himself, he's so humble. He's so like not about him. He's over teaching kids how to play basketball in China. You know what I'm saying? He has doing his own clothing thing, has a winery, so it's like. People I look up to people who I see myself and who I want to be more like. You feel me? And so shout out to Miami because of D Wade. You know what I'm saying? I kind of wrote it out for a little bit, but I mean I can't lie, man. It's a lake show now. It has to be like it's
good.
LA. It's good. It's not because they're so good. Like I can name the Chris Mims. I can name all the Rick Foxes. I can name the Smush Parkers. Oh my gosh.
Those are
Browns.
Important people right there.
You know what I'm saying? The Sasha, the Machine, and Sasha, you know what I'm saying? Like, Chris Kaman. Like, I can name guys on the Lakers. Like, I watched the Lakers growing up. But I was such a fan of basketball and the NBA that I did want to see a couple people win. When the Lakers were doing tabling and everything, I want to see just certain players win because I saw them working so hard.
Right.
But now it's like, it's the Lake Show. If you ask me, I have, it's the Lakers. Like, no matter what. They can be 1-81, or they can be 82-0. Don't care. That's the squad.
And then top 3 greatest players of all time.
Ooh,
for basketball.
For basketball. Oh my goodness.
In order.
That's
starting from number 3. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Definitive.
Okay.
Dividing answers.
Nah,
this is where people are gonna get riled up.
For real. I mean, well, I think it's definitely a consistent one of most people. LeBron at 3 for right now. It's hard because the other 2 have already ended their careers.
Right.
So they already know what they brought, what they did. LeBron legit is like he's almost on like his 3rd or 4th leg of his career. I mean, he had early Cleveland days. He had the Miami, and then he went back to Cleveland and got a ring, and then now he's in LA. So he has a couple of phases. But as of right now, I say 3. Number 2. This is so tough, man. Why are you in this predicament, man? Oh my gosh.
Need a little bit of controversy in this show.
I gotta say Kobe, just because, man, it's hard. Number 2 is such a great thing, but Kobe for sure. I mean, he's just phenomenal. He's just one of the greatest guards of all time. Of course, and then MJ, strictly because of what he did for the game of basketball. Many people don't know this, but after Magic and Larry, basketball was tanking. Like, people didn't care about it. It was baseball was on the rise, football was on the rise, and it was basketball was losing. The NBA was losing a lot of ratings. Rest in peace, David Stern. He recently passed away, but he brought it back. But Michael was a huge part. People loved Michael. The Bulls intro. You know what I'm saying? You hear that intro. Even Oprah played one time on her show. It was super cool.
Shout out to David Stern for doing the WNBA. This year's 2K has the WNBA.
Yeah. That's real.
Made me so happy. I was like,
Lisa Leslie, Sue Bird.
Why did it take so long for them to be part of the game?
Like, come on, bro. Like, Brittany Griner now, you know what I'm saying? Like, Kobe's daughter, she's not there, but she's going to be there one day. Like, there are some girls who can ball.
Yeah.
And so it's about time that people will finally see them and get to play with them, And then, but mostly Michael because of what he did for the game and because he's undefeated in the finals. Like, you legit, nobody can beat him.
It's tough.
In the largest stage, in basketball.
When it matters the most.
When it matters the most, like, you couldn't beat him. And the dude retired and came back.
Okay.
And it's so funny because when he left, you're like, oh man, we have a chance now. He came back and everybody started crying again. Because they knew that if he's there,
it's done.
It's done, so.
I can respect that. I respect the argument. I like it.
I mean, that should be the argument. I don't get how people even change it, but it is what it is. I mean, I think, LeBron's, the GOAT of this generation, but not like the GOAT.
It's different.
That's a different conversation, I guess.
All right, moving on. Back to more rapid fire questions.
Definitely rapid fire.
Favorite color?
Red. No, sorry. Ooh, that's my old favorite color. It was there for this a long time, but mustard yellow.
Oh, that's the vibe right now, right?
Yeah.
It's the vibe right now.
It is. And I mean, but I saw it, I used to work at MK Market Quarters, and I saw it there, and I have other, different feelings with it too, but mustard yellow is I think a dope color, beautiful color, and so.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If you could only eat one type of food for the rest of your life, what kind of food would you eat?
Fish.
Fish.
Specifically salmon.
Salmon.
Lemon pepper salmon I can cook.
Ooh, that is pretty good.
Bombs or some sushi, it's fish for sure.
Sounds like I need some proof, sir.
Let's get it.
All right.
Let's get it, man. Come through.
Let's do it.
Come through.
And all right. If you were stuck on an island, what 3 things would you bring with you if you can only have those 3 things? Not talking about survival, but just pure day-to-day.
I'm bringing something that can play music. Of course, whether it's my, iPod Nano.
Nano.
The Nano, man. And, or whether, it's a, boombox or whatever. Not boombox, gotta plug it in. But something now where I can play, for a long time.
That's one.
That's one. Probably a hoodie. I love my hoodies. There's something about, putting, the hood on over my ears and the half of my head is just, it's a vibe, and it really is.
All right.
I don't know what.
It's a vibe. It's
definitely. People, it really is, I feed off vibes for sure. But a hoodie for sure. I need a hoodie. And then, I'm trying to think deep now. Hard. So survival, I don't have to worry about water, food, I have that, right?
Right.
Cool. That's number one, no doubt. My voice is cracking a little bit. Music and
your hoodie,
and then my last one. I don't know. I mean, man, that's a tough one. Like, you gotta give me all these tough questions. Man, I don't know. My hat, my snapback, a snapback. I love my snapbacks. I mean, it's like, I would need like a full on like.
Hey, I'm stranded on an island, but I'm gonna look fresh. That's
oh man, I sound so like superficial, but
no, it's okay.
It's like if I really want to feel comfortable and feel good, like I need something on my head, I need something over my ears, and then I need something to listen to.
Okay.
You feel me? So that's kind of like the thing.
Okay. And I would say, what is something that you would say to young Darius Chriss, DC, right now? If you can go back in time, give yourself a little piece of advice. Don't
be afraid to be yourself. Don't try to cater to everybody. You can't make everybody happy. There's some people out there who are just, have to have it their own way, or it's the highway, and they will get mad at you because they don't know how to, do things differently. But you try to be so versatile, and you put your identity in that. But now those days are over. People know you can do multiple things. You can, do this, you can do that. New music, you can do that. People know. Cool. But focus on you. Figure out who you want to be. Say you want to play basketball, play basketball. You don't have to run cross country just because your friends are in cross country. You want to do music, do music. You want to, just do you. Focus on you. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about trying to please everybody, try to have all these friends. Because when you get older, you won't have even an eighth of all those friends. I promise you. All the people you meet,
you just don't have time.
You won't have time, and most people are gonna fall away. They won't like you. They won't agree with you. But if you do you, just do you, man. Live your life, love yourself. I tell myself that for sure.
All right. Our biggest L of 2019. Since we're going into the new year, 2020, we'll start with the biggest L, and then we'll go to your biggest biggest loss of 2019.
Biggest L. Biggest L. I don't know, man. 2019 was treating pretty well.
I'd say you can even change it to what one experience brought you the most growth in 2019?
Man. I mean, kind of just diving a little deeper into something that most people might not have even talked about it yet, but I wasn't in fraternity, Cap sick, K sick, and then we did this little color run thing, and I didn't plan for it too well. We didn't have the greatest turnout, and so I choose that one just because, I feel like I know I'm capable of doing big things, but, I'm still learning how to put a certain amount of time and back to time management. Didn't manage my time well to make things what they were supposed to be. So, we didn't have the greatest turnout, and I was, very frustrated about that. And there's probably so many other ones too, but definitely that was a breaking point where wow, this event could have been so much better. It was a color run, and it's supposed to be big and huge for the community, and it wasn't that big, and it wasn't that great. And so yeah, that's it.
That's it. Gotta be honest with yourself, right? I like it. Yeah. So, on the flip side, biggest win of 2019.
Ooh, biggest win. Graduating.
With
a bachelor's degree, in organizational communications. That was it. That's something that set me up for my job. That set me up for where I live now. That set me up. That gave me that huge confidence. That was a big one right there for sure.
Top 3 goals for 2020.
Finish the recording process of my project.
Or resolutions?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely resolutions. I guess starting with the equipment first, saving up enough to get the equipment.
Takes time.
You know what I'm saying? It takes time.
Just little bits and pieces.
It's kind of together, you know what I'm saying? But
it's like a gym bag. You start with the bag, and then you get the water bottle. Then you have towels.
Definitely.
Then maybe you get the gloves and chalk. It adds up over time.
Definitely. But you said top 3. It's definitely that. Just kind of get my music in line and figure that out. try to just, man, get to, 165 and weight.
Bulk up.
Been hitting the iron, you know what I'm saying, a little bit. So,
ladies, watch out.
Hey, watch out, man. Just don't want the guns to hit you. I'm messing, but, and then just, continue to grow in him. He's a big part of my life, and so that's always be a goal of mine, because nobody's perfect, and so that's huge.
All right. All right, so as we wrap this up, do you have any planned releases, shows, anything, any dates to drop, places to be?
As of right now, no. But just stay tuned. Like I said, I'm trying to get all the resources for to be able to just record. Really, craziest thing is even saying that. Shout out to that guy who stole my Mac back in 2017. You're a real one for that. You messed me up my music for a cool minute. But yeah, no, just coming. Something we got stuff in the works. We got stuff that I just need to lay down really, and so just stay tuned for it. But nothing really right now. No. All
right. Well, obviously we'll keep everyone posted. I will have all the links for your socials and any websites we can find.
Right. But for now though, play Paranoia. That's out. It's my latest single. It's a dope track. Give me to 1K. Let's get it.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, all that, ladies and gentlemen. All right, sir. Hopefully this will be something we can do a little bit more, hang out. It does not have to always be a podcast, but yeah, dude, you're around. It's time to do some work. Hey. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are out. Bye-bye.
Deuces.
And just like that, we are done with episode 2. Thank you so much for listening. If you've gotten this far, please go ahead, follow my man Darius Chriss, aka T0NE. I have all his links right there in the description. It's super easy. He's super talented. Might as well keep up with him and also keep up with the show. The links for the show are right there, right below his info too. I did that on purpose so you guys can stay updated on all your favorite platforms. Well, it's Facebook, Twitter. I'm most active on Instagram. I'll be getting everything up on YouTube here pretty soon as well. So yeah, let me know what you think. Follow us. Give me some feedback. I'm actually really wanting some technical feedback because I want this to be easier to listen for all of you folks. Should be available everywhere. If you're already listening, great. And then hopefully next time, and the time after that, and the time after that, this will be a little bit clearer. The sound's a little bit better and more professional because I'm very professional. Ask all my coworkers. All right, guys. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.